Hey Gemini, it's Chelsea. Let's get into it. Okay, so first we have Mars trine Pluto in 19 degrees Taurus. Mars is in Taurus, Pluto's in Capricorn. Okay, so what does that mean for Gemini? Earth houses. Taurus is your 12th house. Capricorn is your 8th house. Okay, so you may really feel agitated internally. You may feel like, oh my God, like my spirit wants answers. My spirit wants some guidance. I'm tired of this rigmarole. I want to know what's going down on a fundamental spiritual level. No more games for Gemini, and I feel you. Good luck with that. Mars trine Pluto, it's a trine, so it's going to be nice, but you're going to feel this like inner need for answers out of nowhere. Pluto comes from behind, hits home. Mars and Pluto are both very energized, sexual, but also just like that inner drive, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like if you think of Napoleon's inferiority complex, he may not have realized it. I mean, we could have just made it up for all we know, but he may not have realized it. But since he was so small and he wanted to be a big guy, that drive was way more than like any of us could handle. But it drove him to do so much. That's kind of like what Pluto's energy is. And Mars is the same way, like on a soldier level. But yeah, you should be feeling that kind of drive in terms of 8th house activity. And 12th house, isn't it, right? 12, yeah, because Taurus, right. So I don't really see this as relaxing for you, especially because Mars is there, but like you may really feel like you want some answers in terms of your spirituality. You may want some clarity. Gemini more or less always wants to know what the deal is, but spirituality is very hard because there are no clear-cut answers as far as I'm concerned. I think most people would agree that it's not really black and white. It's not like a perfect science or math. It's not math. I love math. It's not math. So yeah, you may really want some answers. I advise you to hold fast, stay strong, chill out, ground yourself. For that 12th house energy to wash over you. Ground yourself and really, whatever you believe in now, assess it, see if you can really stick with it. If you can stick with it, then hold on to it like your life depended on it. Just ground yourself and really get into it, because it can really propel you. And you may find a lot of answers when you do that, as opposed to like, wanting to be wishy-washy. And Capricorn is very, it's a cardinal sign, so it's, forward thinking. And that's where your 8th house is. So you may unearth a new you, which will become old and weak. But you may unearth a new you, and you want to really like hang on to this energy. I see this as really exciting. It may feel unsettling, and you may also feel stuck in the mud, as everything else happens around you. But hold on to it. All right, so that was April 6th and 7th. Now we're doing Venus square Saturn square Moon on April 9th and through 11th. Venus will be in Pisces and Saturn is in Sag. So we've had a lot of squares to Saturn. I think there's a specific situation in your life that probably gets revisited. Or has been revisited a lot recently. We've had like 2 squares to Saturn, one by Mercury, one by the Sun last month, and now we're having 2 squares in Venus. I'll talk about the next one that's coming later. I feel like ice cream today. I don't know why I just had that feeling. But these are all in like important houses for you. So like the first, nothing's going on in Gemini per se, but you will have things in the 4th house. Hold on. Yep, just double checking. 4th house, the moon will be in your 4th house. Saturn will be in your 7th, and then Saturn will be in your 7th, and Venus will be in your 10th. So relationships. Venus is still in retrograde, so you still want to look around and like just be aware. The moon will materialize things. I think you definitely want to look at maternal figures for like comfort. If this Venus retrograde has been dragging you through the mud like it has me, just try and find shelter, you know? Try and find somebody who you can just kind of go to in solace. Again, since the moon is part of this square, I don't really know if you'll find solace there, but like a maternal figure may be unusually harsh for you right now. Or they may show you places that you just need to work on and really like, you know, do more. You need to like just put a little bit more effort in. Sag really wants us to pay attention to something, or rather the universe wants us to pay attention to something that we probably want to overlook. That's how I interpret the fact that we've had like 4 squares to Saturn back to back to back to back. And it's an immutable sign. It's actually opposing you right now. So it's been a little difficult, but nothing that you can't handle. So yeah, check that out. That's April 9th through 11th. My advice, just be more wary of your friends. If you do have a significant other, they may be a little bit more distant. I don't necessarily think you should go and talk to your friends about this, because they may not be very helpful right now. So where would Venus be for you? Venus is in your 10th house. Yeah, so they may like slander your name instead of actually trying to help. But it may not be on purpose. I mean, well, excuse me, this is a retrograde period, so like this may just be their true colors. I think the next square may not be on purpose, but we'll get to that. So this is like in the first, there are no planets in the first, but it affects you very strongly because you complete that square. You're part of the mutable signs. But it will happen in your 4th, which is like your most comfortable place, probably your home. But then again, not everybody's a Cancer. And then your 7th, which is relationships, and your 10th, which is the highest point in the chart, and it's your reputation, your career. So be careful. You know, you don't want to make any mistakes that could haunt you for the rest of your career. Anyway, Mercury goes retrograde in 4 degrees Taurus on April 11th. So Mercury retrograde, it is your planet, Gemini. You may be used to this by now. You may not even care. I feel you. I just wanted to point it out for people who, you know, may have communication dependent careers or aspirations, hobbies, whatever, internet dependent careers, aspirations, hobbies, whatever. I don't want to say now it's not a good time, because it's like, I just do not believe in stalling life for a retrograde. I think that you just may want to assess things more or be more aware. I just don't think you should stall it. Anyway, it's in Taurus, which is your 12th house, right? Yes, it is your 12th house. So be careful how you talk to others about how much you relax, I guess. Others might be a little envious, but 12th house is more about relaxations. It's also about how you may talk about your belief systems. Other people might judge you around this time, but also you may not even know what you're talking about. You may try to convert people and it's like not working out because like you may not know what you're talking about right now, which is April 11th. Okay, so that's Mercury retrograde. Next up, we have Venus going direct, 26 degrees in Pisces, on April 16th. So yeah, now's the time to ask that girl on a date. Just kidding. Or should if you want to. But more so like now's the time to take action with like Venus related things. We've been super, you know, dodgy about all the things we've wanted to do with Venus because, you know, we've just been told to assess and like take a step back, don't do anything. And it's like, okay, well now Venus is going direct and I say go ahead and do. Go ahead and do. It's in 26 degrees Pisces. What house is that for you? 10th house. Right. So I think at this point, you now know who your associates are and who the extra strings are in your life and who you need to cut off. Cut them off, you know what I mean? If the universe hasn't already ripped it away from you, cut them off. You don't need them, especially since it's affecting your 10th house right now. It's gonna go back into your 11th house, I believe. Yeah, because you know the retrograde brought it into Pisces for a little bit. But it's kind of like you're coming out of this, and people are really seeing you. And you should be acting better now. You should be acting smarter now because you've learned so much. You've had so much time to assess. So you should be really like, you know, on the ball with it. Especially anything that has to do with career. If you have any bad relationships that could hurt your career, snip, snip. They should have already been done. They should already be out of your life right now, honestly. And as I'm saying this to you, I'm talking to myself as well. I can already think of relationships that like need to be on the ending side. Like I've had dreams, I've had, you know, feelings. What more do I need? Sodalite and Sunstone. I just had the feeling that I should show you guys. They're kind of behind the camera. Let me. Whew. Here's Sodalite. God, I don't get good at this. Oh, I just have to put on my face. There we go. Sodalite and Sunstone. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like these may help you. Yes. But really, you should come out of this Venus retrograde strong because it's coming up at your highest moment. So people are going to be looking at you. They're just going to be seeing you right now. Not necessarily looking for direction, but they're going to be seeing you. So yeah. Okay. So Venus goes direct. Sorry. Anywho, Mercury conjunct Sun, 0 degrees Taurus, April 20th. So Mercury conjunct Sun, again, this is something that you'll feel strongly. It's right. So Mercury is actually going retrograde, so it's about to enter your sign. Right? No, sorry. I'm so sorry. So it's going to Aries. I was like, wait a second. Okay, but no. So 0 degrees Taurus, you really want to figure out where you're comfortable. Taurus for you is your 12th house. So yeah, figure out where you're comfortable. What makes you comfortable? What makes you the most comfortable? If anything makes you uncomfortable, you might want to get away from that right now. And I can tell you quite a bit about being uncomfortable. Gotta address it. Gotta look at it head on and say, no, I'm not going for this. I'm not having this. It's not going down like this. No. It's not easy, but especially since it's in the 0th degree, you're not gonna be, I feel like as Taurus matures, it knows what it wants. It's like, no, don't give me that. I won't be taking that. Yes, I do want this. Yes, and it'll receive things that it wants. But at its baby stages, it's just trying to get comfortable. It's just trying to settle into something, kind of like settling into bed. It's just trying to get there. So if you're not comfortable, let it be known. Realize it and do something about it now. Mercury. So Mercury, you'll definitely feel it since Mercury is your planet. Mercury conjunct Sun. Be very wary of like how you speak to others and like if you have a journal, how you write about your life. But more so, Sun is what you do on a daily basis. Mercury is how you speak, it's your communication, it's also how you think. This is happening in your 12th house and how you relax. So your relationship with spirituality could say a lot about how you think about yourself. So you want to kind of see communication, allow your habits around relaxation and spirituality to tell you something about how you see yourself. Because for example, if you're working yourself through the roof and you don't give yourself time to relax, it shows that you don't really see yourself as that valuable. You see yourself as a practical slave who doesn't deserve relaxation. Although slavery has more to do with compensation, but you know what I mean? You don't see yourself as somebody who's deserving of rest, which is terrible, because if you work yourself through and through, you'll just, you know, be like a dead battery. And the sun will definitely shed light on things on anything. So it's going to shed light on the 12th house for you. Mercury will help you communicate things to yourself. You may even want to look out for communications from like very foreign places, somewhere on the internet, kind of like unknown places. You may even want to go into research. Anything that you've been like troubled with, you may want to research it right now, because you may find some clarity. I hate saying things that make you feel uncomfortable. So you definitely want to look at psychology if you feel psychologically troubled or uncomfortable. Okay, Venus square Saturn. This is the second square this month because Venus is now direct, so it's going to square Saturn where it was before. So Venus square Saturn, 27th degree in Pisces and Sag. This is April 21st through the 23rd. Venus square Saturn, 27th degree. Okay, so we already talked about this. I believe it's like 8th house for you, right? Just kidding. 7th and 10th. Okay, 7th and 10th. So yeah, again, looking at relationships. Whereas before, I feel like that might have been people showing their true colors. Now I think Venus energy may just be trying to help, although it may not end up being helpful. So you may have to start setting up boundaries for yourself so that people understand that they, you know, like, it's just important to set up boundaries for yourself. Friends may want to help but not be able to help. And so at the same time, they could do more damage than good. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Venus square Saturn. Saturn is going to be really harsh, so there's really no getting out of that, especially since it's a square. Venus may soften it, but there's some lessons that you have to learn, especially in terms of other people. Since Venus is there, it could be like even the resources that you spend with other people, how you see other people, how other people see you. Yeah, I want to give you more, but like, I just can't really, I don't know, I'm not really getting much. It's 7th house, which is relationships, and that is what Venus is about. But Venus is in your 10th, 11th, 10th. God, I'm sorry. Venus in your 10th house of reputation. So that's kind of like how you see yourself versus the relationships that you have. Do they really reflect you? Or are they just kind of like placeholders? You know, I don't really think placeholders are really good because they could be taking up space in your life that shouldn't, you know, be there. Like, people could waste your time even though you don't think they're wasting your time. They could waste your time, and don't let them. They could waste your space. They could just be taking up space in your life that they don't need to be taking up space in, so be aware of that. Okay, so let's Venus square Saturn. Mercury conjunct Uranus in 25 degrees Aries. Mercury conjunct Uranus. So again, Mercury's at bat again. Uranus is here, so you may really like that kind of electrifying energy that it gives you. This is an Aries, which is your 11th house, so a good time to be with friends, live it up. It's from April 28th to the 29th. You may just feel a bit more excited around your friends. You may feel like you have more to say, and it may be really polarizing, and I feel like you'll enjoy that because it's just, you know, Uranus energy is and Mercury energy is it's like they play together like dogs, but it's not always all good, but it's something you still enjoy anyway. So yeah, like I see this as like you just kind of like saying things that are very polarizing when you're amongst your friends. or just receiving news that is really polarizing. You guys may be working on a group project and have a breakthrough. Uranus energy is very electrifying. It does have to do with technology. If you happen to be an engineer working on a project with friends, you may come up with something that will catch fire very quickly. If you have like, even if you're just, I don't even know if Vine is still hot, but like if you have a Vine video, this is the type of energy where it will catch on very quickly throughout the internet, even if it is fleeting, because Mercury, the influence of Mercury is pretty fleeting, but Uranus is still, and electricity is kind of fleeting, but Uranus energy is very widespread and dynamic. So yeah, it's a conjunction in Aries. Oh shit, sorry. So a lot could be happening around you because it's fiery, but it's not necessarily a mutable sign. But look at like new creation. I see this as new creation for you, and this is your 11th house, so being around friends is really great for you around this time. Pluto is going retrograde in 19 degrees Capricorn on April 26th. Capricorn is your 8th house. Okay, 8th house. So if you're in therapy, this is a good time to unearth deeper things, but I think this would even go deeper than therapy. I think this is a good time to reevaluate your relationship with the occult, any taboo aspects of yourself, things that are taboo in your society, your culture. Reevaluate your relationship to those things. It's not really, it's just one of those like energy shifts that I felt like I should make you guys aware of. So yeah, and then that's on April 26th. Now we have 2 moon trines to Jupiter. Like I said, the moon materializes things. Jupiter is fortune, good luck, things like that. So I just wanted to let you guys know when to expect little small care packages from the universe saying, we got you. Moon trine to Gemini, April 2nd. So that's your 1st house. And Libra is your 5th house. So, looking for love, you know what I mean? One night stands, they will not go wrong that night. Also, April 21st, in Aquarius, foreign people, you know, for you. And Libra is still fiery and passionate. Don't get a baby, that's what 5th house is about. So, you know, don't materialize the wrong way. Or the right way. If you do want a baby, then materialize the right way. That's all I have. I'll see you next month. Bye.